Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're going digging, deep digging, and unearth 10 absolutely fantastic, mind-bending sci-fi films that I'm betting you've probably missed. These are the indies, the low-budget wonders, and the overlooked masterpieces that deserve all the love. So grab your snacks, get comfortable, and let's get weird. First up is a film that perfectly taps into that universal fear of being trapped. But this isn't just being stuck in a room, it's being stuck in a fully automated high-tech prison with an AI warden that's, well, let's just say it's a very complicated relationship. The protagonist wakes up in this sterile, futuristic chamber with no memory of how he got there, and his only interaction is with a machine. It becomes this intense psychological chess match between man and AI, and the constant gnawing question of what's real and what isn't will keep you glued to the screen. I was genuinely holding my breath for the entire third act. It's a masterclass in claustrophobic storytelling and proves you don't need $1 billion budget to create a gripping sci-fi mystery. This brilliantly tense film is called Infinity Chamber. It's a must-see for anyone who loves a good cerebral puzzle. Okay, for our next pick, let's crank the action dial all the way to 11. Imagine you're on a training exercise with your elite military squad on a remote island. Suddenly, your high-tech robotic opponents stop playing by the rules. They start learning, adapting, and turning your own tactics against you with terrifying efficiency. This movie feels like a video game level came to life in the absolute best way possible, with relentless pacing and some genuinely impressive special effects for its budget. I was so blown away by the sleek, menacing design of the enemy AI. It's a pure, unadulterated shot of adrenaline that pits human grit against cold, calculating machine intelligence in a desperate fight for survival. You will be shouting at the screen, I promise. For a dose of some seriously intense robot-on-human warfare, you have to check out Kill Command. This one is a non-stop, action-packed thrill ride from start to finish. Now, let's shift gears from action to something more introspective and heartbreakingly beautiful. In a near-future world, a mother is faced with an impossible choice to secure her daughter's future. The company she works for offers a radical new procedure that promises to solve all her problems, but at a profound personal cost. This film is a quiet, thoughtful exploration of identity, ageism, and the extreme lengths we'll go to for the ones we love. The world building is subtle, conveyed through sleek technology and sterile corporate environments that feel unnervingly plausible. The lead performance is absolutely stunning, carrying the immense emotional weight of the story with such grace. It sat with me long after the credits rolled. This deeply moving and poignant story is called Advantageous. The film will definitely make you think about our society's obsession with perfection. Are you ready to get a little scared? Because this next one is a full-on descent into a surreal, nightmarish dreamscape. It follows a young woman who runs away from home and enrolls in a sleep study, hoping for a place to stay. But as the study progresses, the line between her dreams and reality begins to dissolve in truly terrifying ways. The film uses these incredible, haunting visuals and a pulsing synth soundtrack to create an atmosphere of pure, uncut dread. It honestly felt like I was watching someone else's nightmare unfold. The imagery is the kind of stuff that will be permanently seared into your brain. You absolutely cannot miss the hypnotic and unsettling experience that has come true. It's a perfect film for a late night watch in the dark. Okay, cults. Who doesn't love a good, creepy cult movie? This next film follows two documentary filmmakers who decide to infiltrate a small, secretive group led by a charismatic young woman who claims to be from the future. The entire film is this masterfully built tightrope of suspense. Is she a manipulative fraud, or is she the real deal? The story is told from the perspective of the filmmakers, so you, the viewer, are right there with them, constantly questioning everything you see and hear. It's so grounded and realistic that it feels less like a movie and more like found footage from an actual investigation. The tension just builds and builds until an ending that will have you debating with your friends for hours. It's a brilliant, slow-burn psychological thriller called Sound of My Voice. The finale alone is worth the price of admission. Picture this. You find yourself in a strange, abandoned cabin in the middle of a dense forest. You have no idea how you got there. Then you realize you're not alone. Two other people are in the exact same predicament. This movie takes that simple, compelling premise and weaves it into an incredible, mind-bending puzzle. It's a contained thriller that forces these three strangers to work together to figure out the bizarre logic of their shared prison. The chemistry between the actors is fantastic, and as they start to piece together clues, the story goes in directions you will never see coming. It's one of those films where the aha moment is so satisfying. The movie I'm talking about is Enter Nowhere. It's a fantastic puzzle box film that will keep you guessing right up until the end. All right, let's get back to the weird. For this next one, we're diving headfirst into a psychedelic folk horror nightmare that could only have been made in the middle of a global pandemic because it was. A scientist and a park scout venture deep into a remote forest to conduct a routine equipment test. But the woods had their own ideas. The film becomes this disorienting hallucinatory trip filled with flashing lights, bizarre rituals, and an overwhelming sense of nature itself as a malevolent force. The sound design is absolutely incredible. It's like a character in itself. It's unsettling, it's strange, and it feels dangerously relevant. If you want your horror with a heavy dose of ecological dread, venture forth into In the Earth. Just be prepared for a seriously wild and disorienting trip. What if everything you were ever taught about the world was a lie, designed to protect you or to protect the world from you? That's the core of our next film. It centers on a little girl who has spent her entire life locked inside a rundown house by her paranoid father. He constantly warns her of the immense dangers of the outside world, but as she gets older, her curiosity becomes too powerful to contain, and the true nature of their confinement starts to unravel in shocking ways. It's a superhero story told from the most intimate, grounded perspective imaginable. The performances from the father-daughter duo are just heartbreakingly good. This incredible film is titled Freaks. It's a mystery box with a payoff that is both emotional and spectacular. Okay, after all that intensity and horror, let's lighten things up with the film that is just pure, unadulterated charm. A cynical magazine intern gets an assignment to interview a guy who placed a classified ad seeking a companion for time travel. The ad famously ends with the line, "Safety not guaranteed." What follows is not a crazy sci-fi adventure, but a quirky, funny, and incredibly heartfelt story about faith, regret, and human connection. It perfectly balances its sci-fi premise with the genuinely touching indie comedy drama. You'll fall in love with the entire cast of awkward, lovable characters. This wonderful film is called Safety Not Guaranteed. It's the kind of movie that'll restore your faith in humanity and maybe time travel. And now for our final film. I have to warn you, this one is heavy. It's a beautiful, poetic, and utterly devastating look at humanity adrift. A massive spaceship, essentially a floating city, is ferrying thousands of people from a dying Earth to a new life on Mars. But when an accident knocks them irreparably off course, they're left to float endlessly into the void. The film spans generations, watching as this contained society devolves, creates new religions, and struggles to find meaning in a hopeless situation. It's less of a narrative and more of a philosophical meditation on existence and despair. This haunting masterpiece is known as Aniara. It is a profound and unforgettable piece of cinema. And that's the list. 10 incredible sci-fi films that I really hope you'll seek out. Thank you so much for hanging with me today. It's honestly the best part of my week, just getting to share movies I love with all of you. It feels like we're all part of this massive, awesome film club. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already, and please drop a comment below with your favorite underrated sci-fi movie. I'm always looking for my next obsession. Until next time, stay curious and keep watching. Bye, everyone.